Yes guys, Luca here, and this is Football Hot Takes with the Soccer Archive. We asked you on social media to send through your unpopular football opinions, and we received over 1,500 of them. And today, I'll be reacting to them to see if they're outrageous or actually reasonable. Let's get into it. The first one here states that Totti was better than Zidane, but never got recognition because he stayed at Roma. This one stings. This one I don't agree with. Look, I agree with the part that he said that Totti never got the recognition he probably deserved because he did stay at Roma. And Roma, look, they are a big club, but they're not the pinnacle. Totti could have easily gone to Real Madrid, Juventus, Manchester United, any huge global club, but he's not a better footballer than Zidane. Zidane was arguably the biggest big game player of all time, scoring in Champions League finals, World Cup finals. Everyone that he went up against stated that Zidane was the guy. So this one I don't agree with, but Totti is definitely underrated and doesn't get the recognition he deserves. Next up, Cristiano Ronaldo dominating every league he's played in is a myth. Now this is going to annoy a lot of people, and I stress a lot of people. Look, Cristiano Ronaldo, when he came to the Premier League, he dominated it. His first few years, he was a tricky winger, but then he became an output machine and left the league as the best player in the world. And I don't think that 07-08 season has been replicated in the Premier League since. So I think that's the highest pinnacle of any Premier League player ever. In terms of Real Madrid, when he went to La Liga, look, it was between him and Messi, but this is saying every league. So did he dominate La Liga? Trophies-wise, no. Statistically, numerically, him and Messi did, definitely. It was shared between the two. I do think Messi is probably the best La Liga player ever, but I do think Ronaldo was dominant in La Liga. Then when it comes to the Serie A, look, 3 years in the Serie A, 2 league titles, Coppa Italia, Supercoppa, 100+ goals in 3 seasons from 33 to 36. It's incredibly impressive. But Juventus were winning, 7 league titles before he even came. They would have probably won them too, even without Cristiano Ronaldo. Would I say he dominated the Serie A? I would say he was the biggest name. He was probably the best player within those 3 years. So yeah, you could say that to an extent, but I think this is wrong. I wouldn't say it's a myth at all because Cristiano Ronaldo is a top 2 footballer ever. He was widely regarded as the best player in the Premier League when he was there. Arguably the best player in the La Liga. I don't think so, but look, I don't agree with that one. Moving on, Anna's comment here is going to trigger the most unbearable fan base right now on the internet, Arsenal fans. Bayer Leverkusen's season, or the 23-24 season, last season, is better than the Arsenal Invincibles. Look, Bayer Leverkusen, they went invincible, winning the league, winning the cup and the Super Cup, and Arsenal Invincibles did win the Premier League. They got 12 draws. They got booted out of the Champions League in the quarters by Chelsea. They lost in the semis to United in the FA Cup, but there's no comparing the Bundesliga and the Premier League, especially in that period there. The Premier League was a much higher level. Is it better than Arsenal Invincibles? They are an underdog as well, Leverkusen, because Bayern Munich were farming the league and they were the best team on paper. You could debate this. I'd say on paper the Arsenal Invincibles team is better. Bayer Leverkusen did win more trophies, but in a weaker league. I think if Leverkusen had won the Europa League, genuinely, it wouldn't really be a conversation. Arsenal didn't win in Europe either. I don't know, it's a hard one, this one. I would probably say they're not a better team. I don't know, this one's hard actually. I'm on the fence with this one. No, I'm gonna go Arsenal though because of how hard the Premier League was them times and how competitive it was. But that's a decent hot take. Numero 4, Ronaldinho Gaucho is totally overrated. Okay, this guy doesn't like him. Had a 2 to 3 year peak at best. I'm not denying that Dino did not have a very long stretch of a peak. He wasn't at the top of football like a Messi or a Ronaldo. However, them 3-4 years he was at the top of football, basically at Barcelona, that was his peak. At AC Milan, he really started to decline rapidly. 2003, 4, 5, 6, that sort of era. He was untouchable, man. He was there with the best players in the world alongside Henry, alongside Zidane. It is one of the greatest peaks in football history. He won the Ballon d'Or in 2005. Not many get a standing ovation from their biggest rivals at the Bernabeu, and he was toying with defenders. Aesthetically pleasing on the eye, made people want to go outside and play football. He had a massive impact on his generation of young footballers as well. So many people idolized Ronaldinho, wanting to be him. So to say he's totally, these are his words by the way, totally overrated, I think is very unfair. I think Dino is one of the best footballers ever, so that one, no, you're wrong, respectfully. Not respectfully, you're wrong. Number 5, Thomas Muller has a better footballing legacy than Neymar. Get the hell out of here, man. Whoever said that never needs to talk about football ever again. Because Thomas Muller is a great player, a legendary player, all right? Yeah, Bayern legend, German legend, won a World Cup. Well done, man. Well done. Won 2 Champions Leagues. Well done, man. Well done, well done. Won multiple league titles. Okay. Well done, you know, Bundesliga, Bayern Munich, but still well done. But Neymar, come on, this is disrespectful. The 3rd best player of this generation by a mile. Top 10 footballer ever. What are we talking about, guys? Arguably the most talented footballer behind Messi of our generation. Come on, man, come on. The heir to Pele's throne. It's not just trophies won. You're looking at trophies won if you believe this, because Muller won a World Cup, he won 2 Champions Leagues, okay, fine. But Neymar, won a lot of big trophies in his career as well. And let's not forget that Neymar's run in the 14-15 treble-winning Barcelona team was better than any run that Muller had in both them Champions Leagues. And Neymar's 5th best season is better than Muller's prime anyway. And then off the pitch, Neymar's footballing legacy isn't even comparable to Thomas Muller's. Neymar's footballing legacy off the pitch is up there with Messi, Ronaldo phenomenal, Zidane, Maradona. What he was for my generation, so I don't know how old you guys are watching this, but my generation, we all wanted to be Neymar. We idolized Neymar. So Thomas Muller having a better footballing legacy than Neymar is ridiculous. Numero 6, Virgil van Dijk is not top 5 centre-back in Premier League history. You are wrong, my friend, very wrong. Don't ever say that again. Other than Van Dijk, was there Stam, Terry, Rio, Vidic, Adams, Carvalho maybe, you could put in there Campbell. I mean, come on guys. Like, Van Dijk's peak is better than every single one of those guys' peak. Van Dijk in his peak was competing with Lionel Messi, the best version of Lionel Messi to win a Ballon d'Or. I don't think he should have won the Ballon d'Or in 18-19. I think Messi definitely deserved it, but you can make a case that Van Dijk deserved that. When we talk about modern day defenders, Van Dijk is very, very, very complete. His passing range is elite. One-on-one, it's very hard to beat him. I mean, that whole season, I don't think he even got dribble past once. I mean, he was going up against Neymar, Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Hazard, all the best players in the world as well, and none of them beat him. And now, as of recording, he's still the best centre-back in the world. Come on, man, show some respect. For me, he is number 1. In terms of prime, top 2 overall with Terry, because Terry spent a long time, well, his whole career in the Prem, so. What's this one? 7, ability-wise, Ronaldo, Suarez, Henry is the best Premier League front 3 of all time. Ability-wise, I mean, I don't like the whole ability-wise takes, because Ronaldo is super talented. Suarez has attributes where he's very, very talented in terms of his instinct. His first touch was ridiculous. And Thierry Henry was, I would say he's talented, but he worked very hard. Remember, he started as a fullback at Juventus and he evolved into, well, an omnipotent striker. I don't know, Eden Hazard was super talented. Adel Taarabt was very talented, but he never achieved anything. There's more to football than just ability, but ability-wise, those 3 are definitely up there. Are they the best 3? Probably, to have played in the league, but Hazard was super talented as well. I would say Hazard's more talented than Luis Suarez as a footballer. Moving on to number 8. To be honest, I'd rather not read this out, but I've been told I have to read all of these out. Nobody clipped this up. Del Piero would not be a top player in this era of football. Who the hell wrote this? Whoever wrote this, yeah, I would block you. I'd report you to every social media company under the sun. I'd get all your accounts removed, because this one here is the worst, I think, so far. What do you mean Del Piero would not be a top player? What does that mean? What is this all about? We're talking about one of the best Italian players ever. We're talking about a World Cup winner, Champions League winner. We're talking about a guy that was going in the 90s before his ACL tear. People forget that he was rivaling Zidane and Ronaldo phenomenal for Ballon d'Ors. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about a complete attacker that was skillful, 2-footed, great shot. He had everything before his ACL tear. So to say he wouldn't be a top player in this era is just disrespectful and just ridiculous. So I'm not even gonna read your name out just to save you the shame. Number 9, Angel Di Maria is in the top 3 Argentine players of all time. Look, this one isn't ridiculous to say, because if we're talking about just purely international for the national team, World Cups, Copa Americas, yeah, I would say he's top 3 with obviously Messi and Maradona. What he's done, well, he's super clutch. The World Cup just gone, scoring in the final, scoring in big games. Finalissima, scoring against my country, Italy. I was there, I'm afraid. Scoring in the Copa America final in 2021. He is a big game player when it comes. A big game player in general as well. Even like Champions League finals he's performed in. I mean, old heads would probably say maybe like Kempes or something. I would rank Kun Aguero over Di Maria in terms of their whole career. What I've seen Aguero do in the Premier League. 5-time Premier League winner. He was causing problems in the Premier League. But in terms of just pure international level, yeah, Di Maria is top 3. All right, we're on number 10 like Lionel Messi, and this one, oh, it's hurting my brain a bit. Stats are the most overrated thing in football. This to me makes no sense. What do you mean stats are overrated? If you're talking about expected goals, expected assists, maybe. But if you're talking about pure goals and assists, how can they be overrated when when goals and assists are the definitive reason to why a team will win or lose a game? How can they be overrated? Goals and assists win you games. So I don't understand what you mean by they're overrated, because goals and assists win you games, full stop. Winning games gets you 3 points. Getting 3 points helps you win a league title. To say that stats are overrated is just stupid. Neymar Jr. is clear of Ronaldinho and Kaka. As much as I love Neymar, I wouldn't say he is clear of Ronaldinho and Kaka. I'd say he's better than them, but no disrespect. We can't disrespect Ronaldinho and Kaka like that. They are two of the best players of their generation of the 2000s. You'd have them two of the top 10 in that 10-year period. Both Ballon d'Or winners, World Cup winners, respect to them. But yeah, I think Neymar is better. I think he's a more complete player than both of them. Statistically, he's better than both of them. He was at the top of football for much longer than them. Neymar is the third best player I've ever seen in my life. He's not clear, but he's better for sure. Moving on now, Frank Ribery is the most underrated footballer in history. This is not a ridiculous take. He's definitely underrated. He could have easily won a Ballon d'Or in 2013. What he did for Bayern Munich throughout those 5, 6, 7 years, he was one of the best left wingers in the world. He was incredible to watch, man. He passed the eye test, and statistically, he was great. Would I say he's the most underrated? It's so hard to say. You can't. This is all personal opinion. It's so hard to pinpoint who the most underrated footballer ever is. But yeah, he's up there for sure. Okay, next one. Prime Alexis Sanchez is better than prime Eden Hazard. I love Sanchez. He's one of my favorite players ever, but I would disagree with this. I made a video on my account not long ago actually discussing Sanchez over Hazard. I definitely think it's a debate. People say it's ridiculous to say that Sanchez was ever better than Hazard. It's not the case. His first 3 years, 14-15, 15-16 and 16-17 in the Premier League, Alexis had better numbers than Eden Hazard. But okay, look, I would say Hazard was a more complete player in that period, but as a pure goal scorer, Sanchez was a better goal scoring winger. But look, prime Eden Hazard came for me in the 18-19 season, and Sanchez was finished then. If I compare them at their best, Hazard, bro, he was a much more complete player. He could play close to goal, away from goal. He was a better dribbler. Maybe you could argue Sanchez was a better finisher, goal scorer, but Hazard is a more complete player. But I definitely think the debate, you can entertain it. Mo Salah is the best winger the Premier League has ever seen. It's not ridiculous to say Salah's numbers are ridiculous. He's putting up a Ballon d'Or worthy campaign. But would I say, look, it's going to be between him, Hazard, and Ronaldo, Giggsy in there as well. But look, the thing is, Salah is a winger. Those guys were wide midfielders playing in the Premier League. They played further away from goal. Salah played a lot closer to goal. In terms of goal scoring, yes, Salah is by far the best. Ronaldo's 07-08 season is better. I'd say Hazard in the Premier League was a better overall footballer than Mo Salah. Hazard could do everything, man. Playmaking, goal scoring. I'd rather watch Hazard kick a football than Mo Salah, but Salah's numbers are ridiculous. At the end of the day, you got to show respect to that. I think if Salah had a few more Premier League titles, it would definitely help his case. But yeah, Salah is a pure winger overall. Maybe he is the best. Yeah, this isn't a hot take, I would say. This one here is real good because it involves one of my favorite players ever. Luca Modric is a better midfielder overall than Andrea Pirlo. This isn't ridiculous to say. I feel like most football fans, especially growing up in my generation, the younger fans would probably rank Modric higher than Pirlo. But I think they both sit at table one. How you'd rank them is very subjective. And if you said Modric was over Pirlo, I wouldn't disagree with you. If you said Pirlo was over Modric, again, I wouldn't disagree with you. I think it'd be fair. But they both sit on table one at the same table. If you're saying Modric is table one, Pirlo's table two, then there's going to be problems. Luka Modric is a great midfielder. His passing range is elite. He's super clutch. He's been at the top level for so long. He's won a Ballon d'Or. I will say, looking back on his career, he is a Ballon d'Or worthy player, but so was Andrea Pirlo. He could have easily won the Ballon d'Or in 2006, where in my opinion, he was Italy's best player in that 2006 World Cup campaign. He was better than Cannavaro. Cannavaro only won it because he was the captain. Pirlo got the assist to Grosso. The debate is there. I would say Modric has been at the top of football maybe longer than Pirlo. This isn't an outrageous take. I think most people would agree with it. Do I agree with it? Probably a bit biased. I would say Pirlo's better, but that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, man. For the most part, I'd probably disagree with a lot of these. A couple in there, like the Ribery being underrated, goes without saying. The Di Maria one was fair, but some was awful, man. Del Piero one was awful. Van Dijk was awful. Yeah, some people definitely need to rethink their life choices. But if you were to go onto the Soccer Archive website right now, pick up some retro pieces like I'm wearing now, you can get yourself a 10% discount by using my code JFTV10, and you definitely won't be regretting your life choices. Look at this jacket I'm wearing. I'd literally wear this to my wedding, man. Make sure you go check out all my social media platforms, JFTV Luca on everything, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, the whole lot. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button, like the video, share it, and go follow the Soccer Archive on all their platforms as well. I've been Luca, this has been Football Hot Takes, and I'm out.